All right, people. Friday night, the weekend is upon us. 6:41. Let's invite some people here. There we go. Richard Bork here, aka Rab, coming to you for another live video on tonight we're talking about juicing, the 6 common mistakes that juicers make when they start. This is actually something that I've been responding through all week. I've been getting a lot of emails, and thank you for that. Thank you for all the messages and the communication. I really really appreciate all the feedback and all the questions that I'm getting, because it also helps me formulate the subjects that I want to talk to you guys about, so that way I know that what I'm talking about is of value. So thanks for that, and keep doing that. If you see this video, if you're live, just type where you're calling from. If you see this as a replay, just put replay and where you're calling from. I always like to see where the outreach is going to. Hopefully you're not on the East Coast right now being impacted by that bad storm, the Florence. Hopefully that thing's going to be over soon and everybody will be okay. So sending you guys very good vibes and hoping that that's going to work out. So the 6 common mistakes that people make while juicing. Number one mistake, and that's something that I find that a lot of people want to do, either because they saw the video of Fast, Sick, or Nearly Dead, or the Super Juice Me, or they just been watching YouTube a lot and whatever, and they hear about these 3-day, 5-day, 7-day, 30 days of juicing only, and they buy themselves a juicer, and boom, they think they got, tomorrow morning I'm going to start doing that. And then they try it, and after 2-3 days, they wonder, what did I get myself into? I strongly don't recommend you start with a reboot, reset, detox, fast, call it what you want. You need to start slowly. You need to start slowly, because you want to educate your mind about what juicing is all about and how your body is going to react to it. You need to start slowly as well for your body to adapt to it. And most of us, even me, when I started juicing 5 years ago, I was not eating a lot of vegetables. My body was not accustomed to getting all that good stuff in. So if I would have started right off the bat and doing a 3-day, 5-day, 12-day juice fast, I'm quite sure that the effect of that would have been pretty drastic on me. Doing it slowly at first, it gives your body a chance to adjust and react to it. And it's also, I find, more encouraging to do it that way, because you'll notice that you'll start developing some new taste. You start craving more of the fresh fruits and vegetables, and eating salads, something that maybe you never ate before, or never really craved for before. You may find that your cravings for sugary or salty food is not as much anymore, and you're craving a fruit instead. You may find that your craving for soda pops is going away, and you like water more. And these are all natural side effects of putting more of the good in and more of the bad gets out, right? So like I always said before, the human body is a beautiful machine, but it's also a very stupid machine. Its main goal is to survive, right? So whenever I bring something to my mouth, it will open and take it. This is water. It could have been vodka. It could have been anything else. It would have opened. I would have taken in, right? And then I would have the undesired effect that could have come with that. So the body is very smart but very stupid at the same time. So if you've been eating all the bad foods and not moving for, like I did before, for 30 years, and I gained 40-some pounds, and my cholesterol was over the chart, my sugars were over the chart, and my blood pressure was over the chart, and I had heart issues, then your body is craving more of that stuff you've been putting in for 30 years. You know, so I don't know if you guys ever done this, and you may want to look it up. I had a few times got done live blood tests. Now this is not a regular blood test. This is a test where you take your blood and you're seeing it live on a microscope on the screen. So you're seeing your blood cells, your white cells, your red cells. You see it moving. You're seeing the parasites in there. you're seeing everything. And it's quite eye-opening because everybody's unique based on who they are, based on what they eat, and based on how they move, and so forth. So I remember one evening we did it. There was about 20 people in the room, and each of us would go in front, and the nurse would start the test, and the doctor was there, and he would show on the screen and explain to us, okay, what's this parasite? What's this parasite? Now let me tell you a story about me. About 20 years ago. Well, even up to 13 years ago, I used to drink about 2 liters of Coca-Cola a day. I was addicted to that stuff. You know, that black pop was an addiction. I drank that more than I drank water. I didn't drink water. I drank Coca-Cola. You know, so it was Coca-Cola, coffee, a beer. That was kind of what I put in liquid in my body. So you wonder, if you do that for 20 years, why is it my body's breaking down? Wonder what I've been doing, right? Well, around that time, I had a live blood test done. Now, the guy before me was a heavy red meat eater. He ate steaks almost every night. He was, steaks and bourbon and coffee and beer. Big guy, construction worker and all that. His blood had all types of parasites and all that, and the doctor was able to tell him right off the bat, this is what you've been eating, this is what you've been drinking, this is what, just by looking at the parasite, he was able to tell what was his nutrition. So I was kind of scared, what is he going to say about me? And in those days, it was fast food, Coca-Cola, coffee, sugar donuts, and everything else under the sun, right? So a mix and match of everything. Live food was not really part of my diet back then. When he did the live blood test, you could see, I'll have to draw it. You see if I can do this with this thing here. Let me do it this way. So this is an artery, and you have all these little, so the big ones are the red blood cells, the small ones are the white blood cells, and they're going up and down in your bloodstream. So that's what we're seeing on the screen, right? But all of a sudden, we would see these big black pieces of parasites that was just slowing down my bloodstream, right? Because it was taking so much space. So it's a bit like if you look at a highway and you have a 18-wheeler waving in and out of lanes, and people are trying to make their way with their cars. That big truck is taking a lot of space and slowing down the traffic. It's causing traffic jams, all that. And he explained to me, he said, what that does is that it makes your energy go down. You get tired, right? Because that coca parasite, it was coca parasite. It was a Coca-Cola parasite that was just taking so much space in my blood. Now, what happens if I don't feed my blood that coca parasite? That's where the body gets really stupid, right? So if you're really into salty or sugary or whatever type of addiction you may have, what happens is the brain says, I need more of that. They're calling for more of those black thing going up in your blood. It doesn't say, hey, that's bad, I don't need it. It just says, I need more of that because there's less of it than was yesterday, and they want more of it. So then the craving starts, right? I want more sugar, I want more pop, I want more of that black soda pop. So I just want to, I don't know why I went to that subject, but the main thing is that what that alluded to me is that the more of what you put in, the body starts to crave it. And so the more you start juicing, the more you start putting more fresh vegetables and fruits in your body, the more you drink water, the more what happens is that your body will clean itself out, and those parasites will get pushed out through your skin, through your excrements, through your urine, and then through your sweat and so forth, right? So it's just going to go away. Once it's gone, the body will now develop new cravings. It's going to start wanting more of that celery, more of that apple, more of that broccoli, more of that salad, more of that water, and so forth. And that's because that's what how the body works. It just wants more of what it's been getting, right? If you look at diets, most diets will tell you drink a minimum of 8 glasses of water a day. Most people, when they go on a diet, have not been drinking water for weeks, years sometimes. And of course, when they start drinking their 8 glasses of water a day religiously, within the first week or two, they lose 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 10 pounds. They go, oh my God, the diet's working. Then after week 2, not losing too much weight anymore. Why? Because the water retention is there. The body says, finally, you're getting me what I need. I can't let it go now because you're giving me every day what I'm requiring. Before you were not, so I had to retain it. So that was the 5 to 6 pounds that you lost when you started your diet. So you have to understand how the body functions, how it retains things, how it craves things. So starting slowly at first is the best thing because you're bringing new good nutrients into your body. And your body will start to clean itself out. By the same time, new cravings will be developed. And your journey then towards juicing, if you want to do a 3-day down the line, give yourself 2-3 months of juicing at least once a day. Try different juices as well so you can differentiate. What do I love? Do I like green peppers or I don't? Right? Do I like pineapples or I don't? Or do I react to those poorly or greatly and so forth? So when you look at the recipe, you can adjust your juicing feast at that time. Second mistake people make is when you have, a lot of people will buy the cheaper juicers first, which is, I totally understand. I mean, I did the same thing when I started. Actually the first juicer I bought from an infomercial from Jay Cordish, the grandfather of juicing. I was using it for orange juice for like 10 years. I just didn't clue in at that time. I bought it from an infomercial at 2 a.m. in the morning. What can you ask? Even if you buy a lower-end juicer, most of the lower-end juicers are the centrifugal one, the one with the big chute, and it spins very fast, right? What that does is it brings a lot of oxygen into your juice. You'll notice that because you'll see a lot of foam at the top of your container when the juice comes out. So if you see a lot of foam, very likely it's because it's spinning so fast, it's bringing more oxygen. Those types of juices you want to drink right away. You cannot store them for more than 3 hours. Because of the fact that so much oxygen has been brought in, it will start to oxidize. The taste is not going to be good. The nutrients are going to start to deplete very fast. So for those types of juices, if you're starting, it's okay to start with a juicer that's cheaper. At least you're getting started. That's the main thing. But just be cognizant that you have to drink it right away. All right. Tip number 3. A lot of people forget what they can juice, and sometimes they throw away parts where they have full amount of nutrients, and they're just juicing the other part. Example, broccoli. Most people will buy a broccoli, they'll cut off the stem, they'll use the flower of the broccoli to make a meal, and they'll throw away the stem. The stem is what you want to juice. The stem is full of minerals and vitamins. It's sweet, actually, so it will sweeten your juice. So it's very, very good. Always make a juice 80% minimum vegetables, 20% fruit. A good ratio is 3-to-1. 3 vegetables for a portion of a fruit. Okay. Always add a piece of lemon to your juice. What that does, it helps maintain the oxidization of your juice. If you want to store it, all that is going to help make it better. And also, it removes a lot of that bitterness taste when you put a lot of greens in there. If you put a lot of chard, kale, wheatgrass, and so forth, it does taste a little bit better, but with the lemon, it kind of diffuses that. So that's a very good thing to do. Parsley stem. A lot of people will get parsley fresh from the garden, or they'll buy it. They'll cut off the head, use a parsley itself, and the stem they'll throw away. Do not throw away the parsley stem. Juice a parsley stem. It's very good for your digestive system, very soothing, and full of vitamins and minerals in the stem. What not to juice? Don't juice a banana without the peel. No, never juice the peel of the banana either. But don't juice the banana. Don't juice an avocado. Do use them though in your juice because they are amazing. And what they do is they do bring a lot of consistency to your juice, and it will fill you up. So you won't have the cravings within 2 or 3 hours after you've done your juice. So what I do usually is I'll juice all my vegetables and my fruits that I need for my recipe, and I'll put it in a blender, and I'll add my banana or my avocado with a bit of ice, and that gives you a really nice smoothie-like texture, but still not as high in fiber as the smoothie, right? Fiber. when you're starting to juice, depending of everybody's unique. I cannot do a video and think that everybody's the same. Everybody's different. So I'll take some of the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that you're not getting your 35 grams of fiber on a daily basis. That's the worst case scenario. A lot of people, even though they eat a lot of processed food and a lot of fast food and things like that, they're not eating a high fiber content food. And fiber is really, really important for your digestive system and so forth. Now you're going to say, well, juicing doesn't have any fiber. Correct. Juicing, what we do is we give a break to our digestive system and we remove the high-end fiber and we keep the microfibers that's good for arteries and so forth, and we drink that. But again, we're starting with one juice a day, right? So it's not an overkill. If you haven't been getting your fibers properly, make sure that you are getting a supplement that does have fiber. If you have questions about that, you can reach out to me personally. I can give you some places where you can get them. There's some online store you can get them at, and they're really good. You can't juice. Okay, so I said don't juice the peel of a banana, of course. I say of course, but then again, you know, anything can happen. When people are juicing, they throw everything in there. So you don't juice the pit of the avocado. You don't juice the skin of the avocado. You don't juice the peel of the banana. That's too bitter, not good, and it's going to jam your juicer. Don't do that. And with the pit of the avocado, you're going to break your juicer, so don't do that. You cannot juice the peel of an orange. The peel of an orange has got some acids that are very bad for your stomach. It's going to turn, you're going to give you cramps. Don't do that. You can juice the orange itself, but not the peel. You can juice the peel of a lemon, of a lime, that's fine. Yeah. But of course, if you're not heavy on the taste of lemon and lime, if you're keeping the peel, do a smaller portion, because the peel does have a lot of minerals and vitamins in it, and the taste will be a bit stronger in the peel. Melons, any type of melons, whether they're watermelons or any Honeywell melons, any melons, must be juiced separately. They don't mix well with vegetables. They don't mix well with other fruits. I know when we do a fruit salad, you'll have that mixed in. That's fine. But when you're juicing them, because you're extracting and you're mixing all these vitamins and minerals together in a liquid form, when you drink it, it will upset your stomach a lot. It's always preferable to look. And that's why you'll notice most of recipes for melons are will be a melon with an herb, mint, parsley, basil, and things like that. As much as possible, try and always juice your melons separately, and always juice your melon. So the watermelon specifically. So the other melon, you have to remove the skin. The watermelon, do not remove the skin. There's so much. I mean, 94%. I think of what I read. 94% of the vitamins and minerals are within the rind. So the green part of that white part of the melon, 94% is in that section. And that's what we throw away most of the time. What we keep is that watery, sugary, sweet red part, right? And we throw away everything else, the seeds and everything else. The seeds got some proteins in there. So if you juice the whole thing, you know, it's a very refreshing drink. I throw some mint. My favorite in the summer is always watermelon and mint and a bit of ice. It's just fabulous. So there you go. These are my 6 tips of things you want to avoid when you're starting to juice. Some of the common mistakes I'm helping people with on a weekly basis when I get messages. And do share this video with others that you think that might find the information helpful, and bring them to our page and to like our page. And we strive to provide videos at least every 2 days of information that can help you take control of your health and become more. So with that, have a great evening, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.